Good morning, everybody. We're going to be working on page 240 today, and we are getting closer and closer to the end of this module. We only have 38 more lessons left within this module, and we are getting just closer and closer to ending this module. So, when we can focus on today's, we're focusing still on that area model, and we're still focusing on that partial product, where we will multiply each part, okay, for partial product. So today I'm going to be teaching you the area model and teaching you partial product, but instead of getting multiplication problems that are easy like 20 times 17, instead we're going to be focusing more on like 25 times 17. You're going to be getting a digit here, not 0, but you're getting a digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, so that's going to be the change today, and how do we solve for this? So let's begin with our first couple problems. I'll zoom in, and we will begin. All right. So we're going to be drawing an area model to represent the following expressions. And then after that, we're going to be recording the partial products. So let's make a little area model here. And we have 25. So instead of just doing that 20 like we have done in our last lesson, we are going to do 20, and we are going to record 5. I am going to make a line that represents this 20 in a larger area. See how it's larger? And this 5 is smaller, so the area is going to be smaller. We got to represent that here. All right, so make sure to put a line at the top. And then we're going to be doing 32. So we're going to have 30, and we're going to have 2. And I'm going to represent this in the same way. Here, this line is going to be much longer because it's 30, and this line here, this area, is going to be 2. It's going to be much shorter, so we got to represent 2, that as well. So, remember, area is going to be length times the width. So here we're going to have 5 times 30, all right? And then we're going to have 5 times 2. So let's solve for this one. So 5 times 30, remember I have 1 0 here, and then what is 3 times 5? Well, that's 15. So I have 150. And then 5 times 2 is 10. Awesome. And then here I have 20, and then we have 30 above, so it's going to be 20 times 30. And it's going to be 20 times 2 here. Okay? So let's represent it. We got 2 zeros, which is going to be multiplied by 100, right? And then we got 3 times 2 is 600, and then we have 1 0, and it's 2 times 2, and that is 4. So how do we figure this out? There's a lot of different numbers here, right? We got 600, 150, 40, and 10. Well, what we can do is we can add them. I can put 600 here, 150 here, 40 here, and then 10, and we can add them. 0, 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 1 is 8. So we have 800. Okay? Now that is the area model. What we're going to focus on now is partial product. So 32 times 25. Okay? So let's work with each digit here. So 5 times 2 is 10. We're not going to bundle, all right? We're going to write 10 down because it's a partial product. It's in parts. So it'd be 5 times 2. 5 times not just 3. It's actually 30, okay? So you're going to put that 0 here. And then 3 times 5 is 15, so 150. All right, and we're going to go over to this 2, right? That's just not 2, though. That is 20. All right, times 2. Okay, and you know that is 40. And then 20 times, not just 3, it's 30. So we'll have 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 3 times 2 is 6. And now we can add it. And you can see that they're all connected here, right? We have the same number of digits, and we're just adding them differently because we are cross-multiplying and using partial product. So here I'm going to add, so 0, that's going to be 10, bundle, and 8. Awesome. Cool, so that is the area model with partial products. And I am going to be working with our next problem just to keep on showing you, getting that practice in of working with that area model and working with that partial product. So I'll be working on the next one, 4. So let's do an area model. And this is going to be 35. So remember, instead of just doing 30, we actually have a 5. So we got to place that 30 below and that 5 right here. And remember, the line is going to be here because this is such a large area with this 30 and such a small area with that 5. Next, we have 42. So we're going to put 40 here. And we're going to put the 2 in this little corner. And I am going to make a line going like this because remember, 40 is really long and large. And this little 2 is just barely nothing. So we need a little space. Okay. So let's work out each math problem. So we have length times width, right? 5 times 40. And then we have 5 times 2. So remember, we have a 0. And then 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 200 there. And that's 10. That's just too easy. Too simple. And remember, we're going to have 30 times 40 here. And then 30 times 2. We have 0 and 0, so I'm going to put 0 and 0. We got 4 times 3 is 12. Boom. We got 0, and we got 2 times 3 is 6. All right, now we have all of them, so let's add them together. We got all these different answers here, right? And we got to add them together to get our product. So 1,200 plus 200 plus 60 plus 10. We'll get 0, we'll get 7, we'll get 4, and we'll get 1. 1,470. Now with partial products, let's look at our next. Let's solve this. So 42 times 35. Remember, we're doing parts here, so parts. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then, 5 times 2 is 10. And then 5 times, it's not just 4, remember, it's 40. So we'll have a 0. 4 times 5 is 20. All right. And then this 3, we're going to do 30 times 2. Because remember, it's not just 30. It's just not 3. It's 30 times 2. All right. And that is a 0. And 2 times 3 is 6. And then 30 times 40 to end things. Okay. 0 and 0. So we got 0 and 0. And 4 times 3 is 2 and 1. So I'm just going to add them all down the line. That's 7, 4, and 1. So let's see if we're right. And we are. Awesome. Perfect. We were definitely correct. So using these, using 3 and 4, I'd like for you to try 5 and 6 on your own on the bottom of this page. And if you need to rewind anything to figure out how I solved it, please do. And the pattern is the same. The way we solve them is the same. Nothing changes. It's just the digits are going to be different. But we multiply the same way to find the product. And we use partial products in the same way to find the product. So happy hunting, and I hope that the math is simple tonight, or today.